We're live on YouTube. Done. All right. All right. There we go. Get this over onto Vintage Story. Just realized I was still streaming the wrong game. All right. But welcome to the stream, everybody who shows up, is here and hanging out. Thank everybody. Error Millwright, most likely switching versions. Hold on. Looks like I got a problem with my mods. Fix that real quick, folks. It's Millwright. Yeah, alright, that looks right. What version of Millwright do I have here? Oh, same one. So let me come back over here and let's get rid of... Which one is it? Yep, that's not it. Give me just a second, folks. I'm having to fix something on my mods. I bet this is it. Let's remove that one. Remove that. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Attempt number 2. Let's see. Nope, not multiplayer. Let's see if it errors out on Millwright again. Hope it doesn't. Interesting. That's a conflict between Millwright and the airship mod that I was testing the other day. I didn't like. Very interesting. So there, what that means is there's some DLC or DLL, I should say that they're overriding with each other and conflicting on. That is interesting. It's something I have to look at more. Because weirdly, it didn't give me any problems in my creative world. Then his creative world, so it probably doesn't check things necessarily as thoroughly, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Alright, but here we are, back in Snowball Earth, in the Frostbitten Realms. Let's see here. What time of day is it? It is late in the evening. I can see drifters out and about. Oh, I can also hear both one. Yep. It is drifter o'clock. That is for sure. I'm gonna fight this one drifter because it does help get a little bit of combat XP for the XSkills mod that I'm using, you know? Alright. Well, unfortunately, my iron is still outside in the bloomery, so that's going to make it a little hard for me to go out there and do some smithing. In that case, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sleep through the night then. See if we can't sleep out and get away from all this here nonsense going on. It doesn't necessarily clear out the drifters, but sometimes enough time will pass that the rift activity will clear out. There we go. Yeah, it's still medium out there. A little more food in my character's belly there. There we go. Let's see here. How's it looking out there? Yep. Bowtorn is still like right there. There he is. Come here. Come here. Got that one. I heard one more. Okay. Get this bowtorn. Come here. There we go. That's one less bowtorn. Alright. Bowtorn exterminated. Drifters I'm not super worried about. There we go. Alright. And the main problem is we've got a temporal rift right there. Alright. Got another drifter down here. Let's go get rid of this one too. Trying to figure out why that one's already hurt. Alright. Drifters are eliminated. That helps out. Let's see how our food's looking here. We've got some food. But not enough. Because we're always gonna kind of need more right now. No fish on the fishing line. Now, what I wanted to come over here and check, it should be done, and it is my iron. There we go. Grab my bricks here. Okay. Now what we can do, so I think I have some more iron clay bricks around here. I do. I have just enough to do one more smelt. That's, like, perfect. Alright, let's grab some more iron real quick, because I want some more iron. I think it's all outside, actually. No, there it is. Perfect. Okay. Put 8 of it back in there. Put that 8 there. Beautiful. Top off my food real quick. There we go. I did not want the penguin. Alright, game. Alright, I need 6 of these. 5, 6. Need my bloomery bottom. I can hear a drifter. Where are you at? That's a polar bear. I kind of want to fight the polar bear. Let's make him mad. That was swing and a miss. You gonna come? What you doing, polar bear? Yep, now he's coming. Come on. Come back. Come back. We're going to play in and out with the polar bear here. Come back. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, we done? We done running? Now he's gonna run for me. Okay, okay. What we'll do is we'll go get our spear back. I threw at him. Because we're gonna want that. There's the spear. Oh, good Lord, he came back. Okay. Only took one hit. Alright. I don't know who killed this Botorn. I don't think that one was me. Alright. Well, we got the polar bear. Not the best, you know, source of food, but I'm definitely not going to complain about it. There we go. I was not expecting a polar bear right out our front door, but hey, you know, that's life in vintage story sometimes. Alright, let's go get this iron done. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. Nice. Now I throw the top on this. Get our torch out. Light her up. I'm curious. Does this warm us up, actually? Oh, it does. The blue recounts as a heat source. Beautiful. Let's take our torch off here. Let's go put the polar bear meat away. Alright. Throw this in here. Beautiful. Get a message real quick. There we go. Cool. Put this in here for now. That in there. There we go. Put our fiber away. Very nice. We're getting there. Alright. Let's go see about this. Some iron tools. I think I left my hammer in here. Hold on. Hammer. There we go. This is my atrociously designed, like, pit kiln area, which I'm going to have to work on. Okay. Let's get your tongs. We're going to need offhand. Put the lantern in there. And let's also put the arrows away. There we go. And let's grab some charcoal. Grab a couple of them. There we go. Because I want to get an iron pick going here at least. There we go. Give me just a moment. Nice. Can sit here and do some forging because I need to find some lead so I can get the windows I want for my house there. Grab a few more charcoal. Just so I can get some of this iron process done. This is one of the reasons I miss having, like, a hellhammer and such. Hellhammers are so nice for this. Unrealistic smoke mod trying to suffocate me. Just keeping an eye out in case, like, goblins or orcs try to show up. Alright. I was curious if Napster worked for refining iron blooms, and it does. Particularly like the fact that I'm getting those extra nuggets back there, the extra iron bits. That's a nice touch there. Oh, I think I see a problem with it though. I think it's counting the chunks of scale as pieces of iron for the purposes of counting bits. That's interesting. So I'm actually netting iron this way. That's a little cheesy. Yeah, I netted an ingot and a half of iron bits that way. Oh boy. Alright, let's go ahead and make ourselves a pickaxe here really quick. There we go. Alright. Iron pick acquired. Beautiful. Grab this. Put that down. There. Throw another piece of charcoal in there. And then we'll keep working our way through this iron real quick. It would be a little more efficient to do it by hand because I could knock off larger chunks of scale at once. But because of the nature of the playthrough I'm doing, I'm going to let it harvest the extra iron chunks here using the Napster. This next one's going to be a hammer. Hammer's always like the second thing I make. It's like pickaxe, hammer, you know. Then kind of what I need from there as I figure it out. There we go. I'm getting there. I'm going to get another, like, ingot and a half of material off this one. I'm going to get slightly more. Yeah, this is ridiculously efficient. Alright. This will be a hammer. Hammer. Seeing the shadow of my character hammering where I'm standing keeps making me think there's something sneaking up on me. Alright, let's see here. Ironing it. There we go. Boop. And do that. Cool. It's nice to have our first iron tools. Now, these ingots I'm probably just going to leave as ingots. Just because, you know, I need ingots. You know, for general use. But then we'll get the others handled. And if I really wanted to go crazy with the iron, I'd make the splitter plugs. But the bronze splitter plugs are fine for now. But I am watching chat, folks, so feel free to talk in chat. I actually even have a chat overlay now. So you all get to see each other talk in chat. And that's for both Twitch and YouTube. There we go. Yeah, look at that. I've almost... from processing like 3 ingots here, I've already gotten back enough iron to almost smelt 6 ingots. Oh man, this is ridiculously efficient, and it shouldn't be. Put that one in there. I've accidentally, through some mod mismatches here, stumbled into infinite iron. Oh, goodness. My goodness. This is just humorous. I like the little sparks that fly off when it moves the voxels. That's a nice little touch. Yeah, because it's snipping them, technically. There we go. Yep. Alright. Keep working this. If I can get all 6 ingots processed, that's more than enough for me right now. Might have to make another hammer, though. Oh, I might have to handle the hammer, I should say, because I already have the head in my inventory. There we go. We're getting there, though. Definitely gonna feed my character, though. Because my character's food bar is actually so low, I won't regenerate health right now, which is a mild problem. And that's interesting. I think I just figured out how this Napster tool works, the blacksmithing, as a workaround, which is also, I think, what's causing the weird behavior we're seeing with the extra nuggets. So whenever it moves an ingot piece to make... basically, when it removes a piece of slag, it counts as a piece of iron. And then when it moves one of the pieces into an empty voxel spot that needs to be filled in, it's counting it as both filling in that slot and snipping off an extra piece, I think, is from the way it's behaving. Is I think the way they've coded this, and I think that's what's causing the mishap between Napster and Smithing Plus. I do believe. That's interesting. As someone who used to do a little bit of development work, I was never particularly good at developing. That's just what strikes me as probably what's happening here, from the way I'm seeing how this is behaving. Alright, there we go. So after refining my 6 iron ingots, I ended up with 6... let's see here. 4... I ended up with 10 ingots worth of iron bits and 6 iron ingots. That's not supposed to work that way. It is not at all supposed to work that way. Oh, goodness. Alright, let me put these iron ingots down before I, like, laugh myself in silly here. Oh, here we go. Put these down here. And then... I don't have enough space in there for them. I'm only keeping the tongs in my hand right now because I can't move the iron ingots effectively without them. Let's see here. One of these has got to have some space in it somewhere. Here, this one does. There you go. Have some... Actually, what I'll do... Come over here. We'll clear out some space here. That can come out. That can come out. That up there. There we go. That'll work. All right, that'll let me put them away. That's a goblin over there. In the distance. Alright, put this here. Beautiful. My character's arm moving in front of my face startled me. I thought I was being attacked by a goblin for a second. Oh, we got some fish. There we go. Take these inside. Nice. Because I need to do something about food anyways. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and eat this. Because I gotta get my cooking pot back anyways. So I can cook some more food. It's just enough to fill me up. Alright, leave one of these in there. Take 12. And take 12 of those. Again, not the best food, but it is what it is. There we go. Bushmeat stew. Definitely gonna need some more firewood soon. But there we go. But I hope everybody out there is having a good night tonight. Alright, let's see here. Put this away in here for now. And one of these has got my arrows in it. There we go. Those in there. Throw some of this stone into these swords just to get it out of my inventory for the moment. Where was my lime? That was in here. That's where I was storing my lime previously. There we go. And down here, yeah, I can put some stone in there. There we go. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly but surely getting there. But now that we've got iron tools, we can do some more mining, get our farm expanded down in the bottom a little bit. Realistically, I need to go find some galena. Something. Just need some lead. We got cinnabar and stuff. Silver over there. See, the main problem is I really need... No, that's not what I wanted. I really need some lead. Through there. It says there's galena over there. So we might head over that direction and go see if we can't find that galena. Because if we can find the galena, then we'll be pretty good. Wow, is that really not enough food? Or not enough firewood to get that going? Alright. Gonna grab my lantern here. Go downstairs real quick. Just check on some things downstairs. Right, I need to get some more light downstairs, because I was starting to get nightmare drifters down there, and I'm really not set up to fight nightmare drifters. I just remembered that from my last stream. That's a slight problem. And by slight, I mean large. Wow, these crowberries are even too cold. Lingonberries are alright, though. So are the bunchberries. Huh. Nope, that one's too cold. These cattails are definitely too cold. The horsetails don't care. What about in here? How are we looking in here? Anything interesting? Not really. Actually, this blue clay. Can I make blue clay bricks? Fires into gray brick. Yep. Oh, good. I can use that to make a chimney. Interesting. So I technically can get the clay I need. Okay. It gives me ideas. I'm impressed that carrot is just surviving. Alright. Back upstairs. I will deal with that later. Because what I might do is grab some of that zinc and make some brass and use that to make lanterns and torch holders and things. Just a thought process that I'm having. Because lanterns would be the best call for keeping light down in the very bottom to keep my nightmare drifters out of my hair. Even though torches are technically cheaper. Alright, how am I looking at clay-wise here? Do I have any clay left? Clay? Okay, I do have clay left. Alright. Do I have enough for 5 bricks? Yes. Easily. Alright. Good. Good, 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 good. How's this looking? All right. My stew is good. Come here, stew. Put this over here next to the bed. Have a little bite to eat. There we go. That topped me off nicely. All right. Wow, it got dark out. It's not even like nighttime. There we go. There's that. I'm going to sacrifice one of my hay bales. Okay, I don't even have to, like, use the knife. I can just get 8 grass. Sacrifice one more. There we go. Mostly because I've got to get these bricks made. I'll show you all why here in a bit. Alright, so there's that. I need some fuel. Alright, extra firewood. Come here. Hello, firewood. Nice to see you. There we go. Let's grab 2 of those. There's my 4 for my fire pit. Put this other 9 here. Beautiful. Alright. Light her up. Nice. Alright. So we're going to use those to make a new chimney, basically. Because my house in the back is going to need a chimney. It's for itself. And eventually what I'll do is I'll move this door from this side of the lake to over here. Or maybe just add a second door. I haven't decided yet exactly how we're going to do that. That's kind of the long-term plans. Alright, now I kind of decide what I need to do now, or what my best play would be. Because with becoming nighttime out and being as cold as it is, my character is struggling with maintaining temperature. Primarily because my clothes are in just terrible shape. I'm going to have to fix these. I'm going to have to fix these clothes. Actually, wait, how can I fix these? Okay, I just have to fix them using sewing kits and stuff. It's not really what I want to use my flax fibers for. How much flax twine can I get? It's like enough for 1 sewing kit. I'm gonna save the rest. Let's see here. 1. That fixed that a little bit. Fix that a little bit. There we go. Fix everything a little bit. Maximum. Let's fix that a little bit more. Because it's only adding like 10 durability. Oh, man. We're going to have to like really get our flax up and going here. Now, that being the case, let's head downstairs and what food do I have that I can sacrifice? I guess I could sacrifice some of that. Yeah, we'll take like half of this. I feel bad about doing this, but we're going to do this. Alright, so I'm going to show you all something that I got set up here. Down here all the way in the very basement of my house. Before I go down there too far, actually, let's do this real quick. We will make a few more torches, because that would be smart. And let's actually grab some more torch holders too. We're gonna light up the deep dark down there a little bit. Solve this problem before this becomes a real issue. There's even some more torches right there. Hello, orc. That orc. Being aggressive when he had no need to be. It's my oak. I need to save my oak. Do I not have any torch holders? stashed away? It would seem the answer is no. Okay. No, that's not a problem. We can do this. Use these poplar planks and my knife. Poplar planks and knife. Why is this not? I wonder. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. They're non-base wood. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Since it's a wood added by the whole, like, you know, modded thing I've got going on. It didn't add the torch holders. But that's okay. That's okay. We can work around this. We'll work around it. It's fine. There we go. Get that going. So basically what I'm using here is a trick that I learned. Is where you can basically throw your torches into a lit campfire and light them more quickly. There you go. The stove mod that came out not too long ago will also do this. Funny enough. Which I should maybe get the stove mod again. It was a cool mod. I really liked it. Main reason I quit playing with it is because it was disagreeing with my multiplayer server. For poorly explained reasons. Like, some patches it would work. Other patches it wouldn't. It was a whole weird, like, behavior thing. But there we go. Alright, got some more torches. Alright, perfect. Let's head downstairs. Also let me get rid of that poplar wood that I didn't really want for anything. So, kind of what I need to do downstairs. Because I need to build more farmland. The main problem I've got right now is I'm out of decent farmland. I got a bunch of barren soil. But barren soil is not farmland. Oh, good. There's no unwanted guests in here. So what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put a torch holder there, a torch there. And I'm going to put, like, a torch holder here and here. Because what I think I'm going to do is try and space them out a little bit. I need to, like, change my layout on this side a little bit, but it'll be okay. So let's see here. How's that? That, I think, is light enough to keep most things up. And the other thing I'm going to do is open this up, throw that in there, close it, and that should spoil really quickly. Why is that not spoiling? Oh no, it says for less than an hour. Okay. Alright, that's good. There we go. So that'll spoil in a minute. Alright, do I have any dirt in here? No, so we'll have to fix that. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to get out our pick. And we're going to start a little farm. Actually, this is almost perfect here. So what I could do... Yeah, do this. Yeah. Yeah, this could work. Alright. So we got a little 4 wide. Yeah, we can make that work. Okay. Let's put this away for a second. How are we doing in here? Still working on spoiling. That's fine. We'll go upstairs. Grab our dirt. Because we're going to need our dirt. Go just put that in my offhand. Save myself some hand slots. Don't call me Shirley. Hey, Thalan, what's the plan right now? Right now I'm working on expanding my farm. Because this farm up here at the top has gotten so cold, it won't even grow stuff up here. Like, even the cold-tolerant stuff I got won't grow up here. And I just got iron tools. Look! An iron hammer and an iron pickaxe. We finally made it to the Iron Age. And then once I kind of get this farm expanded, I'm going to go start looking for galena to get lead. So I'm going to grab this low fertility soil, because we're going to want that. And I'll grab some of this barren soil too. The other thing we're doing is I'm using one of the mods I kind of broke down and added after testing it in my creative world and doing mod spotlight, is this composter mod. And it will turn stuff you put into it into rot. Mostly because I need to be able to make better soil. So let's see here. So to make medium fertility soil, I need what? Where is it? Medium fertility soil. Okay, so I need 8 of these and 8 rot. Boom. Alright, so we got some medium fertility soil. Now to make... Let's go back. So to create low fertility soil, so let's go back. I need barren soil, which I've got, not enough of though. And 4 rot. So, alright, we'll just wait. I'm making more of that. There we go. So let's do... Actually, what I'm going to do... Pick this up. I'm going to knock out this wall here real quick. I think I have a little better idea of what I want to do over here. Okay, good. I can't actually hit the ceiling from here. Perfect. I'm going to expand the farm just a hair. The other thing I'm having to do is light this place up down here a little bit because it's gotten so dark that nightmare drifters have started to spawn down here if I am gone for too long. There we go. But how you doing today? Don't call me Shirley. You doing good? There we go. Alright, so now I can go torch holder, torch. There we go. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Oh, that was even perfect. Wow. Okay. Where's my bucket of water? 1 bucket of water. And we're just going to do a nice little, like, central watering path here. Doing good, brother. In Texas, about to move to Michigan for a new job. Nice! My mom lived in Michigan for several years with her second husband, third husband. And she was happy up there. The only thing she didn't like was the cold, but then she's from the southeast like me, so, you know, just never was a cold weather person. But being that you're from Texas, or at least used to Texas, you probably got a little better handle on the cold than I do. So, but good job. I take it it's a job you're looking forward to. And if I might inquire, what field do you work in? If I can inquire. Go. Put that back there. Nice. It's not the best moisture levels down here, but I just need it to grow stuff. Now, temperature-wise down here, we're at 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, that's cold. Do I have anything that's tolerant to that temperature? The answer is no. None of my crops are that cold tolerant. Estate management is managing rich people's property. Great line of work. Fair enough. You know, and rich people tend to pay decently. tend to. Not all of them. Some don't, but so that's good. Yeah, my trade is technically accounting, so I can somewhat relate. Oh, hold on, I got a bot in Twitch. Give me just a second. There we go. Done. Had to get rid of the bot message there. Alright, let's go. Let's see here, because I kind of want to throw... Oh, my dwarf pines are finally growing. Yay! These are still growing. I'm so happy. That's actually wonderful right there for me. I'm going to throw an extra torch up there. And I think I'll throw an extra torch, like, up here. And just really light this place up a little bit. There we go. Alright. Back upstairs now. But yeah, estate management's a good thing. Actually, I'm going to talk to my mother-in-law a little bit about that right now. She's having to deal with some stuff with her mother. So, my wife's biological grandmother. The whole thing. But they're having to deal with her estate to some degree. Oh, yeah. Now, accounting's an interesting field. One of the main problems with it, though, is you kind of have to enjoy it. It's one of the things that a lot of people who go into it don't realize is you have to like dealing with like spreadsheets and stuff. If you don't, you're not going to enjoy accounting. And I actually found out that I enjoyed accounting in high school, funny enough. Completely by accident. Because basically I was part of a school program where we worked with basically learning job skills. And one of the job skills slash preparatory skills they taught us was like how to file your own taxes once you get a paycheck. Because, it was all that stuff. It is a headache. That's fair. Yeah. Welcome to the streaming, folks. I hope y'all are having a good day. So we had some people join over on Twitch. So welcome. But yeah, Shirley. Don't call me Shirley. That... It's a whole thing. But back to my story of how I figured out I liked accounting. I was in this program. It was called like the DCT program. Basically, it was a work study program in high school, where you got part of the day off from school to go and work a job. And so they then during tax season taught us like this is how you file your own federal income taxes. And we had a thing where we could volunteer to help other students that weren't part of the DCT program file their taxes and do the paperwork. And so I did that to get some extra credit in the class, and just it's something to do. And I discovered I kind of actually like love it. So I've been filing my own taxes and like my family's taxes ever since I was like 17 years old. Just and then that led me to eventually get a degree in accounting. That's how I became an accountant for my day job. I mean, more accurately, I'm a tax auditor for my day job, but there's that work back. That orc's wandering back into the neighborhood over here. Oh, I got another fish, though. Gonna go deal with this orc real quick. But I also think it's time for us to go look for that lead I need. There we go. Orc is dealt with. I'll take that extra spear. Extra spear is useful, so we'll take that with us. Actually, I'll grab some of these gears, too. Alright. There we go. Yeah, it was a program that was struggling even when I was in school, because, like, well, they had plenty of interest from most of the students that were part of the program. The school itself was kind of, like, looking for reasons to, like, not support it. It was a whole thing. I'm just going to take some of these gears with me. And also load up on food while we go out and look for the stuff I need. Get my sword out. Because we're going to go... Basically, we're going to head over this direction. Because I had a hit for Galena over here, and it says ultra high. So we're going to go over there and see if that's actually really there. It's one of the mods I installed into my Snowball Earth series. Is the better prospecting mod. Because I was going crazy digging around up here in my original iron mine, trying to find iron, and just could not find it, and could not find it, and could not find it. And so finally I was like, alright, I'm going to get the better prospecting mod. Or let me phrase it correctly. The better prospecting mod. And find out if there's actually iron there. And it turns out there wasn't actually iron there, even though the heat map said there should have been iron there. Yeah, no, that's it's a good school. It's still one of the best schools because I still live in my hometown, and it's still one of the best schools in the county. But they were looking for budget to cut, and as far as I'm aware, they didn't cut it. It also didn't help that they had two similar programs. They had like DCT, and then they had like oh god, what was the name of the other one? I don't even remember the name of the other one. Because I didn't participate in the other program. Mostly because I knew the teacher who managed the other program. And she was only a teacher because it would have been too much of a political issue to fire her within the school district. Because her husband was like a person of great importance within the school district. Not like the superintendent or anything for the county, but he was important enough that he could have given the superintendent problems. And so basically no one would mess with her. And she was not a very bright or very nice lady. So I was an IT guy at my high school at the time during all this. And I can distinctly remember her pulling me into her classroom to tell me that she'd found proof of the school board spying on her, trying to find a way to get rid of her / her husband or whatever. And she'd pulled out the Bluetooth receiver for her mouse and was showing me as like it was some sort of spying device the school district was using against her. And I had to calmly explain to her, you know, is your mouse still working? And she was like, huh? And she tested her mouse and it wasn't working. I'm like, correct. That's because that's the Bluetooth receiver for your mouse that you've pulled out or claiming as a spy device. And then I had to explain to her that since I was the one in charge of her server... Switch up. Yeah, I do have the Fantasy Creatures mod. I do, indeed. You highly recommend which one? Because that didn't come through. Because I'm actually building the mod list for my next community server update. And we're talking about adding the Fantasy Creatures mod. And would like to... Yeah, it was school drama. But the mod you tried to link didn't come through. So which mod was it? Yeah, no, the lady was special. Like crazy special. She should not have been teaching students. And the scary part was they let her teach, like, the web design class. Yeah. All the IT guys in the school just dreaded dealing with her. Rust World continued. Okay. I heard something. What was it? Oh, it's the muskox. I was walking over here and heard... Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm not crazy. Everyone's seeing that, though. There's Terra Petra here. You're not supposed to be able to find that in the wild. I've walked past this how many times? Alright. I'm gonna make a shovel real quick. Hold on. Gonna make a shovel really quick, because I want this Terra Petra, because I'm taking this back with me. This is gonna go in my farm. Yeah, no, the school is great. But like any school, it had its issues. I'll have to check that out, because, you know, again, my community server, we're talking about, like, spicing it up a little bit for the next reset, basically, because we're going to reset the server at some point. We haven't decided when yet. We were kind of thinking about maybe waiting for the next major update to the game, because that's apparently, I saw one post like earlier today that it was something like 2 weeks away. I mean, I'll take all this medium fertility soil. Now, the one thing my community server didn't want was something like, you know, being constantly attacked by, like, dragons and stuff while trying to just do, like, basic work around the base or whatever. There's, like, a whole bunch of stone pathway here, I just realized. Oh, what's this? What's this? It's a farming vessel. We'll take it. I'm going to have to stop and build a campfire here in a minute. I didn't mean to break that with my shovel, but it's alright. Ooh. We got an animal husbandry book. Heck yeah. Come on. Use it, please. There we go. What is this? What does this look like? It's trying to go downstairs. Okay. We gotta cut down a tree real quick. And build a little campfire. But yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Because we're also thinking about adding, like, Rustbound magic as well. And I think, if I remember correctly, Rustbound magic and Rust World Continued actually pair well together, if I've heard correctly. Maybe you know a little better than I do. There, don't call me Shirley on that one. There we go. Grab all this firewood real quick. Are any of these got any berries in them? No, these are all, like, empty. Okay. Let's get some firewood. There's my axe. There's my axe. And put this back here. And I need some grass. I don't have any grass. Alright, this is why I always carry torch with me, so I can always light a fire wherever I need to. There we go. Before my character gets too cold. Should grab some more grass while I'm here. Good opportunity for getting grass from up under these trees sometimes. What I'm going to do is throw all these, like, little whippies or whatever you want to call them into the fire too while I heat up. Now, I'm not going to go crazy long tonight. We're probably going to go check for this lead that I need. Get back to base. I need to get some more fire clay going too, actually. Thinking about that. Alright, how are we doing temperature-wise? And we're almost back up to full temp. Actually, I'll just go ahead and throw that in there real quick. I'm trying to get our body temperature back up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or whatever is our normal character's body temperature. Can't believe I found Terra Petra. It's like ridiculous. What did these burn? It says 8 seconds. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Alright, we got an orc. That was my campfire orc. Bad. Bad orc. Then you're trying to have a nice campfire. Keep an eye out for more orcs now. Alright. We're warm enough. Let's move on. There's another orc over here. See him? He's right there in the blue. So I have the Annos. I have some of the Anno games, but I've never actually played any of them. I really should. Because I do like, you know, city builders and grand strategy games as well. I wonder what kind of building this used to be. What kind of an orc are you? You're just a regular orc. I think I do, yeah. I'd have to double check which ones I've got. Because I grabbed them on sale fairly recently. What do we got here? Ore vessel. That's nice. So I'll have to mark that. Let me mark this real quick. Vessel. Why is my auto map marker not working? Ore. There we go. Go with like... We'll go to the black. There we go. That will be fine. Alright. Yeah. Matter of fact, what I can do here, let me just find out real quick. Good grab. I think you'll get a kick out of 117, like me. Might fall in love with an 18. Also highly recommend. Well, let's just take a quick look. I'll go take a quick look at my thing here and see which ones I got. I've got... Alright. Anno. I've got 1800. That's the only one I've got. Alright, back to game. There we go. And part of the reason I picked them up is because, as, you know, anyone who follows gaming YouTubes, I've, of course, watched a lot of the Spiffing Brit. That's the only one you need, really. Well, I appreciate that. That's good to know. Thought I saw something up under here. Oh, it's just some flint. I saw some brown coal or something sticking up. That's another polar bear. You stay over there, polar bear. Stay over there. Alright. We do have Gleena here. Excellent. Okay. And hematite again. Alright. I don't really want to deal with that polar bear. Yeah, it was perfectly balanced. That's what I've heard. I've seen Swift do some crazy stuff in it. So of course I had to like grab it. Alright, what's here? Quartz. Alright. Hematite quartz. Okay, nothing crazy. So it says there's Gleena here. We just don't know where the Gleena is. Right. Gonna guess it's a small run of Gleena. Problem is with that polar bear hanging around. There is a trader right there. Okay, let's get to the trader. Because what I could do is potentially lead Mr. Polar Bear to the trader. Yeah, this plan's starting to come together here. Hello, polar bear. I'm gonna... Yep, he's noticed me. He's noticed me. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, 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 alright. The trick is now we gotta jump up here. Door. Okay. Where you at, polar bear? Come here. Come back. Good polar bear. Come back. We were being friendly. Alright. We'll get his attention. Get back, polar bear. No, he really doesn't want to come and fight me, does he? Oh, now he's coming back. Now he's coming back. This is why I love traders. Traders are my friends. How you doing, bud? You're a furniture trader. Great. What's your name? Nice to meet you, Lynn. You don't mind if I use your front porch to kill a polar bear, do you? Alright, there he goes. He's still over there. You coming back? You coming back, polar bear? Yes, here he comes. Perfect. Perfect. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Now, I'm technically well within range for that polar bear to attack me. But it's getting confused by the whole door frame thing. This is the second polar bear I've cheesed this session. You gonna come back? Mr. Polar Bear? Mrs. Polar Bear? I'm right here. Tasty Seraph for you to come eat. No, you seem like you're not gonna keep interest here. We're gonna get really careful. Grab our spear. Where you at? I think the polar bear's had enough of my nonsense. Alright. I'm not gonna chase it into the forest. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here. Close this up. Fortunately, it's not warm in here. So we're gonna eat some food. Sleep a little bit. Try and sleep till morning. And I have to go out and find somewhere to warm up. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's warm enough inside this trader's hut that we'll be okay. It is. We're actually warm enough inside this trader's hut. Just barely. Well, it's still dark out, though. Also means I can't see that polar bear. Actually, lore question. So seraph are made of clay, right? Maybe not entirely, but like maybe still have human organs. But if we are clay, what are animals trying to eat us? So I don't know that we're actually. I don't think we're actually made of clay. So we are. We're not human anymore. We're something from beyond space and time now. Which is why when we die, we quite literally reform at the place we were last temporally bound at, basically, or wherever we reformed originally if you never changed your spawn location. So I think we're still technically flesh and bone, which is also why we have to eat. I think. I could be wrong on that. Like, if there's a lore thing in there that I've missed that says we're made of clay, let me know. Alright. Just waiting for the sun to come up a little bit more before we go charging out. Should I close this? Or was the bed adding warmth? That's weird. Trying to figure that out. Alright, well, let's see what you got to trade. Let's see here. Iron door. If I was building a steel furnace, that'd be great. I wouldn't have to make one. Oh, he's got a wooden... Oh, see, now this is actually tempting, this wooden bed. Mostly because I could use that to skip having to make one myself. Very tempting. That is very tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna take that bed. Alright. How are you looking out here? Yeah. I heard you. Yeah. He's a very loud trader. Temperature-wise, it's still like a little after. It's still a little after 4 a.m. Rift activity is low, so we'll go ahead and head back. Because we know that there is Galena in this area. We have now dealt with the polar bear, mostly. At least driven it off, anyways. So let's do a little poking around down in this cave over here and see if we can't find where the Galena is. Here we go. There's a nice little cave entrance we can stick our nose down into. Hematite. Alright. Oh, goodness. Orc. That orc tried to get me. That's got a friend. This one... That one got the memo. Don't travel alone. Alright. Well, at least I got some of my money back. Out of their pockets. I'll throw out this piece of firewood for that meat. The meat has value. Alright. Still struggling to find the Galena. Though it says it's here. It's just not very high in density here. So... Did I bring my pick? I did bring my pick. So let's go into here a little bit. Let's go this way a little bit. And do a little bit of prospecting this way. Let's see if we get lucky. There we go. Alright, we'll do... How am I doing on durability? Not a lot of durability left. One more check. Still says ultra high Galena. Alright, borehole. Self-right flint quartz. Nope. This is going to be like some tiny little deposit somewhere, I'm sure of it. Nope. I don't really want to waste all my durability looking for this lead. And usually it's not too down from the surface either. At least we know there's lead over here. Let's go find that campfire I had going. Let's see here. Don't need these bones. Get that out of my inventory. Oh, what's this? It's a farming vessel. Lazarette simply does not want to give you the clockmaker's glasses. Well, sorry. I reset it, just like you asked for. You're gonna have to take that up with the Lazarette if it's not being nice. You know. Or maybe you know, if somebody would make this thing I've been asking for, something like a really nice, you know, centerpiece for the village. You know, I might magically find some clockmaker's glasses somewhere. Just saying. Alright, I haven't prospected over here. Let's do a quick prospect over here. Alright, what do we got? Just break like that one. Ultra high emerald. I have never seen that before. What if I go straight down? What do we got? There's emerald straight down from this spot. That is hilarious. Okay. Now the game's just trolling me. I can have emeralds, can't have lead. I've never even, like, seen raw emerald in the game, by the way. Like, just something to mine. Oh, general efficiency. I don't know if you were on earlier. I found a ruin and found Terra Petra, by the way. Like, not made Terra Petra. I just found some, just sitting there. Did that orc really just fall to his doom? Come here. Come over here. Come towards me, orc. No? Yeah, it was ridiculous. I've never seen it spawn in the wild like that. Beyond, like, the little bit you occasionally see in certain POIs. Come here. Come here, orc. And general efficiency, Don't Call Me Shirley, has also suggested we look at Rustworld Expanded, I think. What was it? Rustworld Continued. I don't really want those pants. I don't need these pants. Actually, I need these pants compared to my current pants right now. Terrible. Never mind. Rustworld Continued, yeah, that's the one. In addition to our whole, like, using the Fantasy Creatures mod and stuff. Yeah, because he said it adds, like, a whole bunch of extra creatures, including mini-bosses and stuff that we can, like, fight and stuff. It says we're looking at doing, like, a Fantasy Creatures mod setup. I was filling that hole. And there's that copper I found previously. By the way, I love the look of these kitchen work traders, like little houses and stuff. These things are gorgeous. There we go. It's a good place for our character to warm up. Okay. That's strange. I can't steal the cheese out of this trader in my solo world, but we can steal the cheese out of the trader in the server. For the record, Rust World adds more horror monsters and fantasy monsters, but zombies are zombies. Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't mind zombies. Yeah, zombies are totally cool with me. Can I use your, like, oven? No. Can I take your oven? No. I want your cheese. Give me your cheese. Now I'm gonna figure out why I can't take the stuff from the traders here. Like, but we can in our game. I mean, he's got a cauldron. I could use a cauldron. That's a steel cauldron. That man's just selling a steel cauldron. I'm just gonna grab the copper one. I don't need, like, any sort of crazy cauldron. There we go. Alright. Oh, it's been an adventure. Am I warming up in here? I am, but just barely. How we doing? Tell me my body temperature is improving in here. Yeah, slowly but surely. Alright. Let's get on the road back to home. Because I need to restock on food. After our failed attempt to get, you know, whatchamacallit? Lead. Good lord. Yeah, I know. We're hungry. I got you. I heard your complaints there, character. Why is this water over here defrosted? Well, General Efficiency, thanks for joining my Twitch stream as well. I appreciate that. It's still December, so I don't know why that lake back there was starting to defrost. Now, what kind of dungeons would you want to see in the game? I would love to see, like, some procedurally generated, like, kind of random dungeons. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, some slightly expanded... Because you know how you can find some of those underground ruins that are kind of big? I wouldn't mind seeing, like, a couple of those, but with, like, you know, actual creatures in them that spawn in them every time. Like, you know, maybe a locust nest or something that you have to defeat. I know they can spawn with locust nests already, but, you know, kind of get my drift. Like, make them like a little encounter. Maybe have like a setup where they can reset. There we go. Ancient cheese factory. Oh, goodness. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff we could do. I feel like I need to put this cauldron on the floor. Can I put this in here? That's just funny that I can fit that in there. Alright. Actually, what am I doing? We're going to grab this cauldron. Can I put it on the floor? I can. Alright, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to simmer some bone broth. You'd rather have an ancient cheesecake factory. Oh, man. You guys crack me up. But to be fair, Cheesecake Factory is no joke. Alright, here we go. Now, I think it's like water. And then like bones. No. How do I do this? Nope. Alright. Handbook time. Okay. Turn cast cauldron or small cauldron. Okay, yep. Is it a fire pit? This will add 4 simmering slots to the fire pit inventory when making meals. Okay. Well, always requires liquid, and anywhere from 1 to 4 slots may be used to make a new food item. So let's try bone broth. Grinds into. Ingredient 4. Nope. 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 Bone broth. Okay. 1 liter plus 1 bone equals bone broth. Okay, so in theory, if I do 10 liters of water and then 10 bones, yeah, okay, all right, that does work. I wonder how many... I'm going to figure out... You know what? I'm going to figure out how much I can make at once. I took leave to go check out Big T's cave. Oh, nice. Yeah, you were telling me about that. You leave, have fun with that? I think I can do, like, 20 at a time. Okay. Yeah. Because that cave is super cool. And for people curious what he's talking about, General Efficiency and Leaf, one of my community members there, they went to check out one of the final story locations. Currently involved in the game. Alright, how much bone broth can I make at once here? I'm going to find out what the max size in this cauldron is. It hasn't stopped me at 40 yet. Okay. I need some more bones. Whole reason I've been saving bones. Where's my bones? There they are. So I need 4 more. There you go. Alright. Yeah, no, it's a really cool place. Had you been there? I mean, had you been there before? General Efficiency? And to be honest, Big T's cave is kind of what makes me think that at some point there'll be like a place with a non-crippled Eliodon. Slim and maybe Thalia have moved down south to my town. Okay. It's kind of nice to see people spreading out a little bit, if I'm honest. You know, don't get me wrong. I kind of like the idea of a centralized town. But I also like the fact that, you know, we're starting to get, like, spread out towns. Okay, so 50. 50 is the max. All right. There we go. Perfect. Let's grab some firewood. There we go. And we'll light this thing up. That'll help get us warmed up. And we'll make some bone broth. Nope, your first time? Nice. But you get what I'm saying about the fact that it kind of heavily implies the existence of further, like, uses for Eliodons, right? Like, that we might see some, like, walking around the map at some point. Put my iron hammer away. Put that spear away. Put the shovel away. Put the pickaxe away. There we go. Alright, let's put this meat away. Go. Those in there. Put that in there. Put these in here. There's my money. Thinking about joining the server after moving. How are the builders in the servers? Pretty authentic or just casual? Depends on what you mean by pretty authentic. Like, have you seen the screenshots or images of the library I built kind of in the middle of town? Because that's kind of the style I try to go for. I try to keep mine fairly authentic. General efficiencies look great. Yeah, he tends to build pretty nice. Yeah, they're on my Discord, but I've also got a few videos about it. Yeah, and you're right. Blazewing is absolutely going to try punching a perfectly intact Eliodon and get, you know, destroyed. But I try to build fairly authentic. Like, one of my favorite building materials is the plastered walls. Like, and to give you an idea, so my most basic of structures will look like this. You know, this is kind of like my general basic, and I'll have like windows here. And, you know, I like to go for, like, the tempered roofs. I'm going to put a chimney here. But, like, all of this is fairly basic. Like, this is just a basic house to get me started. I use a 2-story house in my current server. It's my actual residence. And I'm not, like, the best builder on the server by any stretch of the imagination. I'd say probably General Efficiency is currently shown to be our best builder. Currently, thus far. But again, you know, we all try to build stuff that looks fairly authentic to the setting and game. You know. For some reason, you can't see the other guy's messages, but yeah, you're pretty good at building. That's weird that you can't see his messages. Are they not showing up for you on, like, the stream? In the overlay? Oh, okay, I didn't realize how much fuel that was going to need. I was starting to get too cold to simmer on me. Better throw 2 more in there. But yeah, if you join the Discord, you'll be able to see it. And the Discord's, like, free to join. Now, some of my buildings can get a little interesting. I'm actually currently working on, as I find time to do it, I'm currently working on a, whatchamacallit, a new windmill design for my house area. That's weird. You see them in the chat overlay, but not in the YouTube chat. Yeah. So, let me go see if I've got, like, a screenshot here. Give me a second. Let me go into my images here and take a quick gander. Alright, quit being slow, computer. Come on. Okay, now I'm asking you to do a lot right now, computer. Alright, let's see here. Let's open this up. Yeah, okay. Here's a picture of me working on my library real quick. Let me add a source real quick. Window capture, specific window. Alright, we'll just go. Images. Here we go. Alright. Okay. And we're going to select a specific window. Photos. There we go. Okay. So, alright. Let me show you this. So this is, like, in the background of that image. That's kind of what the base of the library looks like. Now, it's a 2-story building that I went with, and I ended up using the dark tiling for the roof. So, like, I don't have a picture of the full library product currently, but that's the style of building I went with for mine. And again, the pattern repeats for the second story up here, just above this, and then I've got a nice dark shingle roof up there made out of shingles I fired. So, there you go. That's kind of the building style I tend towards. And this is also in what's going to be our kind of central spawn town once we finish actually getting around to building it. Some of the things that the community's not been particularly great at is actually sitting down and dedicating ourselves to, like, building the central town. It's going to be, you know, the spawn town, the spawn village. But, you know, things to come. Alright, but let me get that off screen there. There we go. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff to... Yeah. And I've been working on... And I even went through and dedicated, like, certain types of wood. Like, the outside was all made with oak and plaster. And then the inside floor was all made with oak. And then the shelves for, like, the books and the tuning cylinders are all made from walnut. You know, just because I thought that would look nice. Alright, so now, what can I use this bone broth for? Hold on. Not that. Let's go back to everything. Bone broth. Not clarified. Bone broth. What can I use you for? I can use you to make breads, which I don't have any flour, so that doesn't help me. Oh yeah, no. Like, once the new shelf display system, it's gonna be even more ridiculous. Like, it's gonna be fantastic. So we can use it to make clarified bone broth or pre-gelatin. So free gelatin plus bones. And then gelatin is more pre-gelatin plus bones plus water. To back. So let's see here. Alright, hold on. Let's do this. And then let me see here. If I grab some more bones. Sorry, I'm now experimenting with bone broth. Yeah, so what I think I have to do, get this. Come here. There we go. So what I think I'll need to do. Oh, good. I do have some boards. Fantastic. Get a little crazy here. All right. So I need a barrel. Barrel. So let's put a barrel right here real quick. Okay. I didn't know I could put the bucket in the fire pit. That's a new one. Yeah, I'm super excited about that new display system. It's going to be fantastic. Okay. Alright. This is like my first time ever making a pre-gelatin and gelatin. Alright. Yeah, and then of course the whole new fishing system is going to be great too, as well. As they work on that. And I'm also very excited about the blacksmithing system and some of the changes that I've already seen people talking about. I haven't really played with it too much just because I don't have a good way to have multiple versions of my thing. Oh, the sawmills are going to be cool. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm with you. I have no idea what they're going to use sawmills for. My guess is going to be it's going to be like some way to mass produce planks or something using wind power, basically, or water wheels now, because we're going to have water wheels as well. There you go. But yeah, no, it's going to be great. Because, you know, the devs, from what I understand, their kind of eventual goal is to kind of get us into, like, the early Steam age, you know, kind of just on the cusp of the Industrial Revolution, but before it really fully happened. You know, when they were like, oh, we can use steam engines to power, like, machines, you know, right at that kind of breaking point. It's kind of their target, technology-wise, once the game's completed. But on the way there, getting like sawmills and stuff, absolutely, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see. I just want to see what they do. And I saw someone post today that I think they said we're about 2 weeks out from the release candidate being ready. So, don't call me Shirley. This very discussion actually happened in my gaming community because there's an airship mod that I just did a mod review of, along with several other people who have done mod reviews of it at this point. Because General Efficiency brought it up to the community about, hey, what do you think about this mod? And I was like, well, I'll go look at it. And so I did a mod review of it, basically a mod spotlight, because I think it's actually pretty cool. Because it's not... The way that they've done the mod for this, I don't think is too overpowered. I think they got it about balanced for having airships in the game. And then, funny enough, another guy, Army Bacon, who's a member of the community, like, quite literally a day or two after I released my mod spotlight on it, was just like, oh, hey, have you seen this? And sent me a link to someone else's mod spotlight on it. It was just like, do you think this would fit the server? And I'm like, so, funny enough, General Efficiency already brought that up, and if you're on board with it, we'll talk about adding it to the server. So no, I don't think airships are too much. I think they're kind of like that right edge of like, is this world steampunk or is it not steampunk? Just that light sort of like, because we've already got weird, like, you know, temporal mechanical golems that we've created to do like manual labor, you know, before the apocalypse. Like, so I don't think airships are too much of a stretch, honestly. If I'm honest, I think it's fine. I heard that orc out there. Orc, where you at? Where you at? I guess he wandered off. So, I think airships would fit fine. Especially if you go with kind of like the Da Vinci style envisioned airships or like Zeppelin type things. Jonas ships. Yeah, now I wouldn't want it to get too crazy, obviously. Like, I don't want to see, you know, crazy high-speed boats and stuff, but like kind of slow-moving like Zeppelins. No, that's better than like necessarily traveling over ground, but doesn't replace, say, sailing ships on the ocean and stuff. I think would be appropriate. I'd also like to see a larger sailboat. You know, something for big communities. Yeah, see, they have to be near in-game, which is why the mod that I reviewed, which is the Vintage Story Airship mod, I think it's just the name of the mod. Part of what I like about it is it does require some of the in-game stuff. It requires some Jonas parts for like the really high-end airship, or the mid-tier airship that's in the thing, which is kind of the current high-tier airship that's in the thing. It also requires some temporal gears. It also requires, like, an industrial farm's worth of linen that's been properly treated to be an airship thing, and it requires a bunch of wood and planks, and it requires a whole bunch of research that you have to do, like how do I make said thing, and they represent that by, you know, using books and things to do research to generate the schematic to build the airship. So, you know, I think something like what that mod's doing is perfectly in line with the tech level that's supposed to be present in the game world. Or at least pre-apocalypse, the tech level that Jonas had kind of pushed the world into. You know, maybe not the tech level currently available to the survivors of said apocalypse that are now wandering around as just regular old humans, but to the Jonas days, absolutely. Like, absolutely right in line with Jonas tech. But weirdly, I don't know how I'd feel about, like, trains. If that makes sense. Like, I think trains would be a step too far, even though I don't have a problem with airships. Does that make me weird? Oh, no, I would love an NPC management system. So, in this playthrough right now that you're watching, I'm actually using one. I have NDL villagers installed on this playthrough because the goal of this playthrough is to build a small village and populate it with traders, at least one of each type of the base game traders. That's the whole goal of this Snowball Earth playthrough, and I've given myself a limit of 15 lives to do it. Now, I didn't do the hardcore setting where it deletes the world if I die 15 times, but I'm keeping track. I've died like 5 times. Really, general efficiency? There's a train mod now that someone's working on. No. Me and Don't Call Me Shirley both agree that that's a step too far. Minecart's fine. Airship's fine. Trains, no. Too much. No trains. Because then you'll have people who are like, well, I want, you know, steam-powered cars. Because that was the thing in the 1800s. They did make a steam-powered car. Took you like 3 hours to get it warmed up to go anywhere, but they had steam-powered cars. So no. Yeah, no, I think a village system would be good there. Don't Call Me Shirley. All right. So let me grab my pre-gelatin and put that there. Put this back on the fire. I'm going to make gelatin. I don't know why I'm making gelatin, but I am. We're going to make gelatin. Alright, and then I need more bones. More bones. So I need what? Like 62? 62 should give me. Why is it like freaking out on me when I keep trying to add more? Oh, it maxes out at 50. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. He's joking about the Joseph ship. But apparently that's an actual mod. No, not surprised. Alright. Okay, so I need 5 liters. If they did an NPC feature, I'd want the NPCs to ask the player to build certain things, give the players reason to build, and it should use that prefab system like in the Beehive. I agree. I agree with that. Don't call me Shirley. Which is actually one of the things this NDL mod that I'm using does. Like, before I can even summon the villagers, I have to build a house, and the house has to have a bed, and, you know, things of that nature. Alright. So, pre-gelatin. So 1 liter, okay, yep. Then comes pre-gelatin, right, and then gelatin is pre-gelatin. Oh, I need water as well. Okay, so 50 bones, yes. Now I'm gonna need a whole bunch of water. Okay, hold on. Forwarded some messages to the vintage story. Okay. Channel. It looks pretty cool from what I'm seeing. You talking about the Jonas ship thing? There we go. We're making gelatin, folks. Again, I've never done this, but I can see why this is a very intensive process people talk about, especially because I'm doing it in like the largest possible cauldron ever. Yeah, I need a better water supply. There we go. All right, one more. The snow's trying to trap me in the house. There we go. Looks pretty cool. There we go. All right, now we have enough. All right. There we go. That's how you make gelatin, apparently. Let me go take a look at these messages you forwarded to the Discord here. Oh, yeah. I think I've seen this mod. I don't think I've ever, like, looked at it, but I think I've seen it in passing. The Jonas ship mod. Yeah, it's like a side wheel steamship type thing, which, you know, cool. Kind of fits the whole vibe, like, Steam stuff. But I'm not sure, like, that wouldn't be a little too much. Yeah, but I could be wrong. You know, the devs can do what they want. If they want to put stuff like that in the game eventually, it's not going to stop me from playing. But I don't think they do. I think that's a little more than they want here. Oh, this pre-gelatin's only going to last 2.8 years. That's just a shame. Dark building stages are being puzzled out, sort of. Okay, cool. Alright, don't call me Shirley. You have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. And good luck with your whole job move and everything. Alright. I might need a little more firewood for this. It uses a lot of firewood to make gelatin. This has been an interesting episode. Started off with the goal of, like, getting iron tools and finding lead. And I found emerald. Theoretically lead, but I haven't seen the lead. I did get the iron tools. Started a farm. Got some Terra Petra, which I need to actually go put down in the farm. Now that I'm thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, let me go do that real quick. There we go. Grab that. Let me throw a little more firewood in this. Man, this really does take a lot of fuel to make gelatin. All right. Well, while that's thinking about it, I'll go down here real quick. I'm gonna go put this Terra Petra in the farm. Not gonna work very well without my pickaxe. I just realized. Or some more torches to hold the torches that I'm going to put into place. Man. Okay. Grab some of these boards. There we go. Not that one. Beautiful. Yep. And my knife. And that. And there we go. Perfect. And then, where's the pickaxe? Flint shovel, iron pickaxe. There we go. How we go? Still hitting. Wow, that is going to take so much fuel. See my struggle now? Yeah, I do. I see your struggle now. Like, good lord. The amount of fuel that takes. Come on, down the hole, please. That's a ridiculous amount of fuel that this is taking. Like, you know. I'm going to have to get a better fuel source for my cooking at this rate. I think I'm going to need, like, coal or something. Anthracite. You need to find, like, the most giant vein of anthracite ever. Alright, so we're just going to go, like, back this way a little bit. Alright. By the way, the temptation is so real to build another, like, Winsler machine, as you call my Auto Panner 9000, by the way, on this playthrough. Go. Alright. Gonna push this back one more. Now I just wish it was warm enough down here for me to build, like, a farm. Actually, I wonder if I put, like, a door in down here and put, like, a fireplace in here. If that would warm it up enough. Also be nice if I could, like, somehow turn this into a, whatchamacallit, good lord, can't think today. Greenhouse. Break that one yet. Break this one, though. Alright, where's my Terrapetra? Got 5 whole Terrapetras. Look at that. Look at that ridiculous amount of Terrapetra. And what we can do, go over here. Put down one more. I'm going to actually move this one. So we want these Terrapetras to have the best farm situation. In fact, I'm going to go back this way. One more layer. Because I'm crazy. Here we go. This is going to be the new, like, super deep underground farm. No, it's not the most efficient farm I could build, but, you know, it's efficient enough for my purposes. There we go. Alright, let's grab this Terrapetra. Because I need these to have, like, the best water and everything. Alright, now we'll go medium fertility over here and over here. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Get our hoe. Till all of this. I fall into my own hole. Alright. I have my bucket already, so now we just break out this block. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Now, if only it was warm enough to grow seeds. There we go. Get some wooden torch holders going here. Get a few more torches. There we go. Oh no, that one fell into the water. Alright. Oh dear. I'm almost done. I'm just doing one last thing, because I've gone crazy.
You just went crazy?
Yep, just went crazy. You can ask your efficiency. I've decided I hate myself, so I'm making, whatchamacallit? Gelatin. But I'm making it starting at 50 liters at a time.
That's a lot of gelatin.
I mean, it's not going to end up at 50 liters.
No, but still.
Yay, my dwarf pines and my juniper berries are growing. Well, the juniper berries are too cold for them to flower and fruit. The dwarf pines are happy, though. This oak tree is still thinking about growing up. Alright, let's go check my gelatin, dear. You have to come check my gelatin with me. Also, I gotta feed my character again.
You're not starving to death just yet.
No, not yet.
You're working on it.
I am working on it. Also, I'm burning like my entire firewood supply to make this gelatin, apparently. It's still boiling up here. I can hear it.
Did General Efficiency come up with this idea?
No, this is just something I was doing because I found a kitchenware trader, and so I bought the largest thing ever. Here, oh goodness,
Is it like a NECA cauldron?
that's a full size cauldron. See, that's a proper cauldron, not the mini cauldron like what you've got.
Why do I not have one of these again?
Uh-oh.
I didn't know there came in a bigger size.
Save me general efficiency. My wife has just realized she does not have the appropriate size cauldron for her needs on the server, apparently. Because I've accidentally shown her that larger cauldron exists. There we go. My fire had gone out. See, but look. See, I started off with 50 liters of water and some bones to make bone broth.
Yes, I know. I've done this process.
But can you do it 50 liters at a time?
If you get me that thing, yes.
Okay.
Actually.
And that is turned into 5 liters of pre-gelatin after
I mean, it
simmering
takes
it all
a hot
down.
minute.
It
But...
does, because I've burned, like... This was, like, almost 3 full stacks of firewood when I started this.
You gotta get that thing up to, like, 900 degrees.
Yeah, I know.
To get it to finish. But yes, why do I not have one of these for my cauldron and needs?
Save me general efficiency. She wants a bigger cauldron. She's noticed that there could be larger cauldrons in her life. I'm being judged. Okay, I'll get you a bigger cauldron.
Thank you.
Alright, there you go. Do you care what it's made out of?
Hmm.
Okay. Alright. I should beat my character. Alright, Cauldron, I need you to finish up so I can have my cooking spot back to make food. Alright, I have to empty out my hands. Now I can pick this up. I'm gonna put this back here. There we go. That's the rest of my pre-gelatin. Because it makes like 6.25 pre-gelatin when you do that in that batch.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I technically need to make more. Perchance? What perchance? Original efficiency? I feel like there's a further thought there. I'm gonna have to throw some more wood on this just so I can then cook myself dinner after I get this cauldron done. Yeah, see, this is double-sized for boiling trouble. I'm still being judged.
You've let me go how long with the subpar cauldron?
A small amount of time that is not like the month and a half we've had the server, 3 months we've had the server. There we go. See, 50 pre-gelatin. Or 50 raw gelatin.
Just wait till you actually make flavored gelatin.
It makes such a satisfying kathunk when it gets set down. There we go. Now time to make some more food. My only vegetable is cattail roots. That's the only vegetable I have.
I guess it's better than nothing.
My character lives such a happy life. Oh, you're also gonna be real mad. I found, like, 5 Terrapetra in the wild.
That's possible?
I didn't know it was. Apparently it is. What you looking at?
Has that been...
Hmm?
What's wet?
Oh, it's grease from these.
Oh.
Perchance. So you say perchance twice now. General efficiency. What perchancing of me are you doing? Alright. But we're almost done cooking some dinner for our character. He's sitting here with his bowl out, like, please, sir, can I have some more? Can he finish his cooking before he starves to death? Find out soon. Look how big that cauldron is, though. Oh, wait, I can close the lid? Hold on. Oh, you can close the lid. Oh, that's okay. That's amazing. Look, I'm entertained by this. I haven't really spent much time messing with the cooking stuff.
Is it taking longer in this game to, like, cook stew?
It is taking a little longer because I'm making a full-size thing of stew of 6 servings. And cattail root is also kind of slow to cook, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on that's causing my cooking to go slower. There we go. Finally. Alright. There we go. Alright. There we go. Character's fed. We've made a whole bunch of gelatin. But I have to call it there, folks, because unfortunately I do have to go to work early in the morning. So, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. In my Snowball Earth playthrough. We didn't quite accomplish everything we'd hoped to accomplish, in the fact that we never found lead. But we did get our iron tools going. I still got to figure out how I'm going to get some walnut stuff. Oh, good. See, that's on there. Can I get it for up here? No. Alright, so I haven't visited these guys recently enough to get the lists, but... Oh, wait, hold on. Up here to my agricultural trader. Where is he? Where's my ag trader? Ag trader? Nope. Okay. I don't have the updated thing. But anyways, well, thank you everybody for joining me. And this has been Thalan McRom playing a bit more of our vintage Story Snowball Earth playthrough. We still got to build the village. We still got to get beds going. And we still got to find the elusive walnut so that we can make walnut dye. Anyways, thank you all so much. And you all have a great one.